Life in Envelopes. I am Jennifer Bleacher. This channel is all about budgeting, paying off debt, and retiring early. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my weekly check-in for the first week of March. Now, I've never done a weekly check-in before, but I usually do it at the end of the month and just do a monthly check-in. But I found that that's just not efficient enough for me. Throughout the month, I was really anxious and wasn't exactly sure where I was in the budget, and I just didn't like that feeling. So now I'm going to do a weekly check-in, and I feel like it'll give me more control over my budget and how things are going throughout the month by doing it that way. So if that is something that you would like to watch, then please keep watching. Okay, to do this weekly check-in, I'm going to be using my Erin Condren planner and a couple of worksheets that I've created that are available on my Etsy shop, Life in Envelopes. Now, you don't need an Erin Condren planner to do a weekly check-in. It just makes it more fun for me because I enjoy using my planner. So yeah, the two worksheets I'm going to share with you, you could do all of this just with those two worksheets. So this is what my spread looked like when I set it up at the beginning of the month. Here are my categories. Pink is debt, purple is bills, and then these shades of green are food, miscellaneous, and gas, which we're going to add today. I'm just going to move this out of the way. Let's start by taking a look at my monthly expense tracker. This is one of the worksheets that I created that's available on Etsy. Now, I just want to explain a few things to you before we move forward. I did do this off camera. So this line here, I initially put the line here so that you could add the month that you were working on, but then I decided to make these color coded. So I put my color coding like key up here so that I know what was what when I go back and look at this. Also with the dates, I only wrote the month here because the beginning of the week, we were still in April. And then once it turned, still in March. And then once it turned to April, I just put the day. Black is a deposit and red is a withdrawal. And I did that so that I don't have to write a plus sign and a negative sign for each transaction. Here are the categories highlighted by what they are. And here is my total balance. Okay, so if we look at the Erin Condren planner, we don't have any debts, so I don't need to worry about that. I actually already placed all the debts for the month, so there were none this first week. Bills are already down. Those are the purples. So let's add the next category, which is food. I'm using these stickers that I got from Erin Condren. Here is my food sticker. We went to the grocery store. This was a little disappointing because we budgeted for $150 and we ended up spending $222. Yeah, so we'll talk about that a little more in a minute. Okay, next let's look at the miscellaneous category. I had a few of these this week, and I was surprised because we are practicing social distancing, so we're not going out very much at all, just for the absolute essentials like getting groceries. But there were a few things that came up. I needed to buy some worksheets from Teacher Pay Teacher, which is a teacher website where you can buy worksheets that other teachers have created. So I spent $10.97 on that. Today, actually, I went to Home Depot. We have a clogged drain, so I needed to get some Drano, and I also got like a new thing to put in the sink to catch stuff. So I had spent $13 there. And then earlier this week I visited my students. By that I mean I followed the 6-foot rule. So I drove to their house and I just showed them a sign that let them know that I was thinking about them, and I played them a song. During the school year, every Friday I play a song for them, and I played that for them when I went and showed them my sign. Anyways, I'll post a picture of that for you so you can see one of the parents took a picture and sent it to me. So on that day, when I was driving around, I had my two sons with me. They were helping me with the music and the maps and all that stuff. And I thought it would take an hour to stop by all of my students' houses, but it actually ended up taking 2 hours. I teach in a small town, but several of my students actually lived out of town on farms, and I had quite a distance to drive. So it ended up taking a lot longer than I thought. So I did stop at a convenience store and pick up my son's a drink and a snack, and altogether that came to $12.26. And the last category is gas. So I'm still giving my oldest son $10 of gas money every week. He's no longer taking my younger son to school, and that's why we were originally giving him $10 a week for gas. But he is taking him out on an adventure every day, and they drive somewhere and they walk around like a park or hike or a skateboard, staying away from other people. Of course, it's just the two of them, but that's really helpful. So I'm continuing to give him $10 for gas. And then I would not have needed gas because I'm not driving to work, but after that 2-hour little trip around to visit my students, I ended up needing to get gas. So I did spend another $16 on that. This is going to cover up my Friday, I think. Here, I'm just going to stick this here, even though it was a little later in the week. So I spent $16.23 on gas there. So here are all of my expenses for the first week. Okay, let's take a look at my weekly check-in. This is another worksheet that I've created and is available on my Etsy shop. I've already highlighted the categories, and I've already put in the amount that was budgeted for this first week in April. So for debt, the pink ones, we didn't have any, so that's zero budgeted. Our bills came to $17.38. Food, we budgeted $150. Miscellaneous, we had $50 budgeted, and gas, we had $50 budgeted. So let's fill in the actual amount that we spent here. Okay, so for debt, we didn't spend anything, so our actual amount was zero. For bills, we ended up, when I add the bills together, it ended up coming out to $17.38 and 15 cents. So we were 15 cents above budget there. For food, we budgeted $150, but we spent $222. So we were also above there, and I'll mark this in the difference in just a second. For miscellaneous, we ended up spending, when I add these together, we ended up spending $36.23. And for gas, so for these two gas, we ended up spending $26.23. Okay, so let's take a look at the difference there. So there is no difference for the first one. The second one was a difference of 15 cents. Food was a difference of $72. Whew, that's our bad one. And then for miscellaneous and gas, we actually didn't spend as much as we budgeted to spend. So those are positive amounts of $13.77 and $23.77. So when I add all of this together, I add these together and take those away, I have a total balance and total negative balance of $34.61. Okay, I am okay with this. I mean, I am sad that we're in the red. That does make me sad, but I'm okay, and this is why. When I look at the bills that are coming up next week, school lunches, that's $100 that we budgeted for that we are not going to need to pay. And then over here, our city bill, I've already got it in the mail. I don't remember the exact amount, but it was less than $300. So those two are going to help us with this amount here. Hopefully, fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes when I check in next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing that. I would absolutely love to have you along with me on this journey. I'm just having so much fun filming this, and I just love sharing it with everybody. So thanks again for watching. See you next time. Bye.